Hello friends, welcome in. Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. So, I am I'm in an event today. Hi there, Miss Raven. How are you doing, dear? Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. So, I'm trying to find myself so that I can get myself situated here. So I hope everybody is having a blessed day. We are in the Creative Kinship Event Group. It is Crafter's Choice today. Again, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. And it's crazy the amount of people who have my name lately. Thank you, dear. So before me we had simply a Monarch, Miss Tanya, and up after me is Renee's Junk Drawer. Is that still the case, Miss Raven? I'm not 100% sure. But I hope that you guys will stick around. You can watch everybody in the Creative Kinship Event Group. The link is in the description. And so let's get rolling. I'm doing something simple today. I have a bit of a migraine going on, so my head's like not fully like thinking, if that makes any sense. When I got a migraine, my brain don't want to think. I have this little ornament that we cut out with the laser, and it says wishing you a happy Halloween, and it does have this etched image here. So we're going to play around with this and get it all painted up and stuff. It's not like perfect because we were just like trying. So we're gonna roll with it. I'm gonna start by getting the little jack-o'-lantern bucket painted. So let me get out one of these little plastic. I save like my plastic that we get our stuff in, because these work great as disposable paint containers. So I do keep that kind of stuff. It's just helpful. So I'm gonna start with, this is from Crafter's Collection. It is called Pumpkin. It is the closest to the Anita's. I totally gave myself way too much, but it'll be alright. Oh, you know what I did not do? I did not send myself out. That usually. So let me do that. And if you guys don't mind getting me sprinkled out too. So maybe we can get a few more friends in here. I know it's also very early. I completely understand. Alright, so again, this is just, this image is etched on here. And so I'm going to follow the lines. As best as I can to get this painted up. And you know, I'm not like the biggest painter, but you know, it is nice to paint every once in a while. I like to paint especially when I don't want to think, because a lot of, like I said, a lot of these things already come like, you know, with the pieces etched, or you know, they're already pre-cut, and so you just have to get in here and paint. Like there's nothing else. Like you don't have to think about like when I'm journaling, that, you know, especially when I'm making like covers and stuff, like I don't have to think about that kind of stuff. So painting is fun. I've always enjoyed painting wood pieces. Once I get off, I need to call and see about getting my migraine medicine. I know a lot of the issue is that I haven't had it yet, so and I definitely didn't pick the best brush. This brush is kind of you know, so not helping with being the most detailed, but it'll be alright. It'll be alright. So has anybody gone and checked out the Hobby Lobby clearance lately? So I saw a lot of people on YouTube posting about the clearance, so I went to check it out. Was also hoping to find stuff for the classroom, but I think I might need to go see if Michael's has anything left, so that I can decorate my classroom, because I actually have a classroom to decorate this year, which is exciting. So normally I have only been able to ever, like, you know, take my stuff in, pack it out. Like I've never been able to like hang stuff or anything of that nature, so I'm super excited for that I have that opportunity this year. Okay, so that's our orange. See what I mean? I knew I got way too much orange out. So I'm just gonna try to put some of it away, because, you know, waste not, want not, right? Hi there, Miss Heather. How are you doing, dear? I hope you are well today. So I am going to give this another coat. Again, I am definitely no paint expert, but It is fun to do. I'm dealing with a bit of a migraine, but other than that, I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for popping in. I do appreciate that. So what is everybody doing for this hump day? It's the middle of the week. Anybody got any plans maybe for the upcoming weekend? Yeah, I know. Well, right now my biggest issue is that I haven't had my monthly shot, so that's, you know, kind of my bad right there. I was waiting for hubby to get his paycheck so I could get it. So I need to call the pharmacy and go ahead and get it ordered. I mean, it helps. It really does. It's like it's made the amount that I get way less. But you know, it still happens. I mean, it's not like they don't happen. Sadly, there isn't anything out there that completely takes anything away, you know? And even the doctors will tell you, you know, it's not gonna fully fix it, but you know, it'll make it better. And they're right. Hello there, Miss Sheila. Welcome in. Welcome. So I want to have a little bit more of a wash. So I'm going to put some of this paint over here because I actually want it to be for the background, so I wanted to kind of just help cover a little bit, but not like a whole lot, because I do need to come back in here and cover stuff. Ooh. What kind of test is that? I think I've ever heard of that. So see, by adding water, it made it more of a wash, so that way it can be in the background and not cover up too much of the items that I need to come back and paint over. So Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What is that? What is the nitrox? Kind of curious. Oh, for diving. Oh, that's right. You had mentioned about because it mixes, yeah, nitrogen and oxygen. It gives you a longer dive time. Well, I can understand why you would have to certify on it. Because I mean, you are putting a different gas into your body. And if you give yourself too much of something, it's not good. So where are you gonna go diving? Your hubby just looked it up. Well, that does sound like fun if you get to spend more time underwater, you know, exploring all of the beautiful ocean. Well, where are you planning on going diving at, Miss Heather? I think that's very cool. I love watching the videos of people that go diving. I think that would be very, very cool to do. Hawaii. So cool. That would definitely be the place. Yeah, that would definitely be a good place to go diving for sure. I mean, heck, I would love to go diving in some of the and see some of the reefs around Costa Rica where I'm from, because all I've ever seen was videos and it looks so beautiful. We have a reef and it's protected, so there's no boats are allowed in the area and things of that nature. Sorry, I had to expand your thing to see the second part of your comment stating that you were going to Hawaii. I didn't see that at first. But that is very, very cool. Ooh. Now that is is very neat. Nighttime? Heck yeah. You know, the animals that come out at night and seeing things at night versus the day, I mean, the differences has got to be so cool. Oh yeah, I'm sure it really would be amazing. Oh, really? I'm the craft cruise that I'm hosting in October of next year goes to Rodan. It is really nice. It reminds me, you know, even my husband was like, it reminds him of Costa Rica. Alright, so we have some ghosties, so I'm going to paint my little ghosties. Yep, I'm hosting 2 craft cruises next year. In June, we're going to Alaska, and at the end of October, we're going to Roatan, Belize, and Mexico. So if anybody's ever interested in joining and, you know, going cruising and crafting all together, send me a message. I would love for you guys to join us. And then I'm hosting my in-person again in Oklahoma. Really? I know, I love to cruise. Which is why I was like, okay, let's mix 2 things that I love. I love cruising, and I love to craft, and I love to share what I love to do with others. So let's do it together. So I'm super excited, and Alaska's been one of my bucket lists, so doing that one. Going out of Seattle. So that'll also be a new place for me, because I've never been to Washington State. So I'm excited for that. Like, if I could spend my time traveling, I would. I just ain't got travel money like that. I wasn't born rich, as we say, right? So I was supposed to be doing another cruise with hubby this year, but because of him being out from work, and you know, they use his vacation time up first, so he's got no more vacation time left, so can't do another cruise with him. We were supposed to be trying to do one in November. Yeah, I'm excited to go to Washington State. Especially to in Seattle, the rainy city. Blech, I can't even speak. Good Lord. But I'm still excited to go. Very, very excited to go. And like I said, you know, Alaska's been a bucket list one for me. Hawaii is also a bucket list. We'll go at some point we'll go to Hawaii. Had thought about doing it next year, on our way to go visit, because we also want to try to go visit my son who's stationed in Japan. So hubby wanted to go to Hawaii, but you know, for the Pearl Harbor Memorial, but now that it's closed, he's like, I don't know if I really want to do that. So we'll see. I've only been to Seattle once, and that was but aunt and uncle used to live in Ariel, Washington. Interesting. I like the name Ariel, which is in the Banana Belt. To Mount St. Helen. Oh my gosh, yes. See, that would be so cool. Because Mount St. Helen is the highest peak in the U.S. So that is... I can only imagine how pretty that has to be. Well, I did end up covering up my ghostie's face, so we're gonna have to like wing it and give him a face because I covered it up. So that's the only bad part, is kind of covered up the face there. He saw something about it early this year or last year. It was becoming too unstable or something, so they closed it. And so yeah, I know we're both big history buffs, and he's a huge war history buff, so we really wanted to go and see that, you know, but like I said, with it being closed, he was like, I don't know, you know. So we shall see. We shall see if we ever end up going to Alaska, to Hawaii or not. Alaska we're definitely doing. Okay. Now I have two little candies here, and I'm gonna do those in purple, and then these are like gumdrops. So oh wow. Yeah, like I said, we absolutely would love, that would be something, that would be like one of the big kickers for going to Hawaii, would be to see the Pearl Harbor. Visiting to Arizona. Okay, that purple is way too watery. I need to get a purple that's actually gonna be opaque. So let's see if this one, yeah, that one came out thicker too. I have a few paints that lately I go to open them and they're just not the right consistency. But yeah, we will, like I said, we'll end up looking into it and seeing. Right now we're talking about that since we'll be in Seattle, we'll probably go from there to Japan. I told my husband it made sense. I mean, we were already like halfway there. We might as well take advantage and from there go. So that's what we may do. We may end up after our cruise, we may end up going from there to Japan. But we shall see. As my husband says, we shall see how finances are, because with him being out of work for several months, it kind of threw some monkey wrenches in there for us. But I do want to go see my baby because I sure as heck miss him. And he's gonna be there for another 2 years. So this is his first year, so he has this year and 2 more years, so he's still got some time. And then after that, you know, with like any military, you don't know where they're gonna send them, so I can only pray that he comes back stateside, but we shall see. I am so not liking how this purple is painting. It is horrible, guys. It is just absolutely horrible. So not liking it at all. Oh, really? Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm going to come in, and I normally use a Sharpie for, you know, to put my details in when I'm painting. So I'm just using a fine tip Sharpie to come in here and color in the little face. And we're going to try to do the same thing over here. trying to see if I can see what it was supposed to look like, but I guess I can't. So I'm just gonna make up the face I want for him. So that one's got a smiley face, that one's got like a weird looking face. And then I did grab some pink for the two little gumdrops, and we'll do those in pink. And then we're gonna take care of our base, and we're gonna put this on the base. And like I said, this is meant to be like an ornament, so if you have a tree that maybe you decorate for the different holidays, a little ornament like this would be kind of cute. Or it could be a tag. So like if you make a tag like for a child's trick-or-treat bucket, you could totally add their name to this, and then they can hang it up in their room or something of that nature. Well, I'll have to let my hubby know that it is open so that he knows, and that might open up, maybe not next year, but at some point we'll try to go to Hawaii. And so that's a bucket list for myself. Go to that beautiful island. I mean, honestly, my bucket list is to travel the world. And I'm very grateful for cruises because it at least kind of gives you a little port of entry into a lot of different countries. Alright, so there's our gumdrops and our little ghosties. And I'm going to put all of this over here. Move this out the way. Alright, now for the background, I have thought about using some paper. But if I use paper, it's going to cover up the wishing you a happy Halloween. Okay. Yeah, sadly, that's the biggest problem. You know, it is sad how expensive it is. It's, you know, even for like the locals, they struggle. Okay, so this, you know, we're gonna do it like this. And I'm thinking, don't I have a napkin? I could totally put a napkin on here. Y'all, let me grab a napkin. We're gonna put a napkin on the background. So, you know, napkins, especially if they're like this one that has a white background, are light enough that you can still see, and I'll be able to come on top and paint that. So I have this napkin, that has like all kinds of like Halloween-y stuff on it, and it's a white background. So whenever you're working with napkins, you have to make sure that you take all of the plies off. The plies are the extra layers. So biggest thing is you got to make sure you get all of the layers off, because if not, if I were to go and put this down and I still had a layer, then the other one's going to come up, and we obviously don't need that. But save these because you can use these. And then what we're going to use to attach this is some glue. If you have Mod Podge, Mod Podge works. This is just Elmer school glue and distilled water. And I might need to add some more water to it because it's starting to get thick again. So I only use distilled water in my craft room because I learned the hard way that if you use bottled water or tap water, definitely tap water, you're gonna get little stuff growing in your paints and glue mixtures and stuff, and I don't think none of us want that. So distilled water helps for that, and your stuff will last you longer. So if you do make paint mixtures or like glue mixtures, textured paints, anything like that where you have to add water, yeah, tip of the day, use distilled water so you don't have any funky stuff growing on it. Now, because I am using a napkin, I'm going to do the iron-on method, so I'm going to dry my glue first. And then we're going to use the little mini iron. And the reason why we do this is because if I go to put my napkin down and I need to move it, I'll be able to move it. If the glue is wet, I won't be able to do that. Now, it's not perfectly dry, but it is definitely better. And we iron it so that we can get all of the little funky stuff out of it. So if there are any wrinkles, we can get them out. Now you will need a piece of parchment paper. Please use parchment, not wax paper, because the heat of the iron will melt the wax paper, obviously, and then you're gonna have a mess on your hand. So parchment paper, I get these pre-cut pieces of parchment paper at the Dollar Tree. just make sure you go all around the edges so that everything's glued down. Take that off, and see, now I have no wrinkles. So you can see the wrinkles start here, but there's no wrinkle, and then it starts again down here. Now, I did not paint my base, so you can see the color of the wood coming through. If I needed this to have been a bright white at the background so that my napkin would pop, then you need to put a base coat of white. But because I really want this to be in the background, I did not put that base coat of white, and instead I'm going to let what we painted shine and this really just be in the background. And I have a whole rest of a napkin to use for something else and make it very, very pretty. And it is still clear for me to see where I need to come back and paint through to put, you know, to make the wishing you a happy Halloween. Okay? And I'll be able to glue that there. So I'm going to use just a regular Sharpie. Right, I'm going to use just a regular Sharpie and come in here and I'm trying to be somewhat light with my hands writing, because I know that sometimes I don't have the lightest of hands. Plus, the napkin is absorbing the ink from it's absorbing the ink, so it's kind of spreading it a little bit, so I do have to be mindful of that. So I'm trying to be as light with this as possible, as far as like how much pressure I'm putting down on the tip. Let's see, I'm kind of getting a little heavy-handed right now, and I can see that. But it is alright. I'm going to use the same Sharpie, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to color in where this had done the etching for the dark carved out parts of the jack-o'-lantern. If you have paint pens, obviously you can use paint pens for this as well. Really, the only paint pen I have is a gold one, so may need to look into getting me some paint pens. I used to have some, I have no clue where they are. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you love it. I love this Sharpie because it has the larger one and the smaller one on it. So I can very easily change and go back and forth between one or the other. And then we get to glue this all together and we'll have our little ornament done. And I think hubby will be happy to see that I've finally got around to coloring the very first thing that we cut on our laser. Because I hadn't done that till now. Like, we cut it and all to practice, but I never like actually got around to, you know, doing anything with it. So I think that looks pretty good. Kind of want to, where's my pencil? So I kind of want to come in and do the like shape of it, but I don't trust myself with paint, so we're gonna do it like this. Something like that to give me a little bit more of some shape there. I think that looks good. I do. I think that looks good. Okay. So, we have this. We're going to glue it on here. I do need to make sure that our hole is visible. Hey there, Miss Krista. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of wood glue for this. And if I can find where my wood glue is. There we go. I think that looks pretty cute right there. See? And now you can still do something on the back. So if you wanted to take the same napkin and put it on the back just so that if, you know, it rotates on you, it looks finished. Or like I said, if you hang a, you know, a tag like this, you can put the child's name on it with a note from, you know, from you to them, all the things. So I think that actually came out really pretty. I'm going to try to add a little bit more of this purple because I'm still not happy with how light this purple is. So let's try to paint and darken it because we do have a few minutes. And like I said, these make great little fun jumbo tags that you could put on a little basket. You know, at Christmas time you can make nice big wooden tags like this and put them on top of presents, and again they double up as ornaments or something that a person could put in their room. You know, little kids could add and hang them up in their room to decorate their room. So there's always fun things that you can do. And I will be offering little wooden things like this. Like I said, we were blessed to be able to cut those on the laser, so if anybody would like to get some, I think I'm going to try to get them loaded and put them up somewhere. But yeah, I think this came out really pretty. So guys, stay tuned. You can see the next presenter in the Creative Kinship Event Group. It is a free group, guys, and today's event is Crafter's Choice. Most Wednesdays are a Crafter's Choice, but I do know that there are some that are coming up that have a theme, and I know this because I've signed up for a few. So, but again, it is a free event group hosted by Miss Tanya and Miss Raven. So make sure that you stay tuned and you see what everybody will be doing. We've already had a few creators already today, so you can go back and watch replays as well to see what they have done. Let me see. Let me see if there was anything that was said. Okay, so Country Living Market. Or Sheila. Okay, up next, Sheila's Creations and Crafts. That is who will be on. Yeah, so Sheila's Creations and Crafts is who will be on. Thank you again to Miss Raven from Craftifornia-Dreamin for helping to co-host this event, and again thank you to Miss Tanya for hosting these events from Tanya's Crafting Creations. You can see all of today's lives. Go and see Miss Sheila. She is going to be she's going to be following us up, so make sure you go and see her. Okay, so Sheila's Creations and Crafts is on now, and thank you again for being here. I hope to see you guys soon. Have a blessed day, and I will see you guys later. Ciao. Bye, friends.